to be in San Antonio. I'm from Austin. Yeah, it's good to be here. I almost forgot what ugly people look like, you know? Just kidding. Been doing a lot of traveling for this comedy thing. Just got back from Corpus. Anybody from Corpus?
Yeah, Corpus.
Yeah. Look, if you ever get the opportunity to go to Corpus, go somewhere else. Don't go to Corpus. It's a terrible place. I've had more fun watching software updates on my phone. It's a terrible city. Right?
I agree.
Yeah.
Took off.
Really?
It was great. We talked for I think we talked for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I have ideas.
Okay.
I mean, what thoughts on
what to do with the podcast?
other people's ideas. I have thoughts on that.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't know what to do with your podcast.
Oh, what are your ideas?
Oh, just whatever the topic is, I can.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's what I wanted to talk. We'll go over that in a minute. Yeah. This is welcome to Packin A Can with Dean Stanfield. Andre Ricks is our guest tonight. Andre, what's going on, man?
Chilling, bro. Chilling.
There it is. Brought Andre on the podcast, man. When I started the scene, dude, you were one of the homies, man. I showed up I was a couple different open mics that I came to. You were always super friendly, super. You gave advice. I think it was Ty's. Ty's.
Oh yeah. Where's he at?
Brouhaha.
Brouhaha.
Yeah. We did a show together, the Brouhaha thing.
That's right.
And man, you I got off set. You were super encouraging, man. Hey, dude, that was good. This is what you did. This is what you did bad. This is what you did good. Not bad, but you told me what I did bad. But you didn't preface that. You were super helpful. And I've talked to multiple comedians. You're somebody that we look up to as the open micers and starting to do shows and stuff. And getting on shows. I know you've helped Parker out.
Yeah,
just recently. He was on the show last week.
Yeah, I like that dude.
He's funny.
If he sticks with it.
Yeah.
He's got some talent in there.
Yeah, I've seen him do a lot better just in the last month.
Really?
Change almost take that extra step.
Where he was being. Once you get the confidence, it's it feels a lot better
Yep.
Because in the open mic scene you start off, you're a little nervous. You don't know if you're coming off right, but then you start to once you get a little confidence, it's
and that's it. Or you realize you got something to fight for is what he said. He's now it's not just me going out and talking about my life. It's I got something to fight for,
Really?
I could make something out of this. So
what's he fighting? When's he going to jail?
He's already been in jail.
Has he?
Oh yeah, he's got a felony, dude.
Jesus.
Yeah, you listen to the podcast, man.
Oh, that's
you
right.
have to go back and listen to
drug charges and felony.
Yeah, that's right. Charges. That's right. For a little pill of Adderall, man. That was all it was. It was one little pill they found on the camera.
Oh man, it's sad.
But
damn DEA.
Yep, damn DEA, dude. So so what made you want to be a comedian, dude?
Practicality.
Okay.
Really. To me, it was I saw this is how it happened. I was in Denver.
Okay.
I was watching Mitch Hedberg's 30-minute comedy special.
Okay.
And he was up there not killing.
Live. You saw live.
No. Just on TV.
Oh, okay.
He was dead. He's been dead.
Yeah.
This was 2013. 2013. I'm watching this special and he's up there. He's not killing. He's getting laughs, but he's not killing. And it's he's just doing one-liners. And I'm like, all right.
That's his thing, yeah.
Right. So I'm I can write 10 one-liners right now and do the same. I could do this.
Yeah.
And so I wrote 10 one-liners and then 2 hours later I was on stage.
No shit. After you saw that show?
Yeah, right after that.
Golly.
I was just laying in bed. I was watching it and I was like, I could do that. And then I went and did 2 mics that night.
Dadgummit, man. In Colorado. You just looked it up where are open mics at?
Where open mics, boom, showed up. The first one was
How'd it go?
The first one was good because it was comedians. It was people paying attention and shit.
Yeah.
So I had my one-liners. They made sense. I had 10. I think I forgot 4.
Okay.
But, a little nervous.
Yeah.
But, so that one went good because everybody's paying attention. The jokes were decent. They probably were terrible.
Do you remember what they are?
No, but one of them was if taxi cab drivers run the best routes, why don't they try to be wide receivers in the NFL?
Okay. It's giggle funny, man. Yeah.
Giggle funny.
Yeah.
It's just, I just
Caught
knew
you off guard.
yeah, something stupid.
Uh-huh.
So they were all kind of dumb like that.
Yeah.
But in when it's comics paying attention and people paying attention, they're like, oh yeah, giggle, they giggle.
Yeah.
You get some
At least
laughs.
caught attention.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what one-liners are used for, you know? Which is surprising that Mitch Hedberg's made such a good career out of it, you know? But that's how, like, when I use them, I use it to, like, get the extra people's attention. Like, okay, some people laugh, that'll turn all the other heads around. Like, okay, well, what did he say? Or at least like, oh, okay, maybe he does have something, or maybe it's all dad jokes. Fuck it, you know?
Yeah. Unfortunately, those are only good when people are paying attention. They don't really work well in bar settings, which was my second open mic that night. And I got pulled off stage. And the guy that went up after me, all he did was rap it was like a popular rap song. It was a white dude.
What the
Just
hell?
rapped a song and they were loving it. Because he had the energy for the bar.
Okay.
I'm sitting there trying to tell like straight jokes.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, dog, we can't have this.
And they pulled you off stage.
Yeah, he came and got the mic. He was like, all right.
So did that discourage you any, man? Like when he got off?
No, because I immediately understood. Well, at first I didn't know because the dude that got up behind me, he wasn't telling jokes.
Yeah.
But they loved him. And then I was like, all right, this is just like an energy. He had like I said, he was just entertaining for the room. Mm-hmm. And so it was like, but I got laughs that first time. So I was like, all right.
Oh, well, no, yeah.
So I got something here.
Yeah.
You know. But so that was 2013, and then I didn't do it again.
So it was just that night, and you didn't like go back the next week or try to go back?
No, I didn't go again until 2016, 17.
Okay.
Where we at now? 2020.
2020. Yeah.
2.5 years in now.
Okay.
I count 2.5 years from when I got serious.
Okay. Yeah.
So whatever 2.5 years ago was, 2017 and a half.
Yeah. So wherever that is.
2017 and a half.
So what did how long? So how did you get back started here? What made you? What was that second kick to do it? Like you said, so you just realized it was like,
well, I knew
I can do this and make money.
Yeah, I could do it, but the time in between that, life happened, and it was just I wasn't in a position where there were clubs or open mics, so I just couldn't do it. And then, like I just physically couldn't get on stage anywhere. Yeah, you know, I didn't have an ambition to make a stage, but there was just no scene already set up where I was. So when I got back here to Austin, I had come from Lubbock in California. I was moving around. Came back to Austin, and
so there's no comedy scene in Lubbock?
There is now.
Okay.
There is now. When I was growing up, there wasn't.
Yeah.
And so it's not even something anybody pursues because it's like we didn't even know we could
do that.
Yeah. You have to go to Dallas or something, or somewhere where there's a stage, go to Denver. Yeah. And so I got back to Austin, and I knew there was a scene, so I just started hitting open mics. And then, I already knew I was funny. Yeah. I've been making people laugh all my life. I got voted second funniest dude in my high school. Okay. So that was kind of like encouraging, and then people laugh.
So were you like
all the time?
I'm not like class clown, but
no, I wasn't a class clown.
Were you growing up? You were just, making people. You liked making people laugh.
I just say off things like catch people off guard and then laughing. Usually
Mr.
the truth.
Usually
it's the truth.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you the truth, and then they're like, oh, I'm like, why are you laughing? No, this is serious. Like, you fucking suck right now. I don't know why you're laughing. Yeah. So it was like I already knew I could make people react like that. Yeah. So that was all the encouragement I needed. It was like I just have to figure out the formula now. Yep. There's a formula to this. This is on stage funny is different than
just between me and you. Yeah, well, because I think that everybody thinks that when they start. Like, I wouldn't say I was the class clown, but I was definitely I loved making people laugh. You know. Yeah. From an early age, you know. Yeah. And then my whole life I was like, man, I don't like. People would tell me, like, oh, you should be a comedian. You know, you should. You're a funny guy. Yeah. Yeah. And then it wasn't until I did a small thing in high school, and then after that, I started doing rodeo, and then I was making all the cowboys laugh in the back of the chutes, you know. Yeah. And then one of the guys, I told this on last podcast, I won't bore you again with it, but basically. The guy came out and he was like, hey, what are y'all doing, man? Everybody's like sitting back there laughing. I'm just talking to people, like doing just jokes and stuff, you know, telling stories, really, just telling stories. Yeah. Like stupid stuff that happened. True stories. Yeah. Like stupid stuff that happened to us, like the cowboys that are in the audience, you know, because we all hung out together. Like, anyway. And they were you should be a comedian. And then you should be a comedian. And then I got on a bull, and then
they were like, you should not ride bulls.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, no, that's what happened. Like, you took 2 turns out of the gate, they sent me straight up in the air. And I remember like being up there and I'm like, man, I bet comedy is a lot safer
lot
than
less
being on this
painful.
bull ride. A lot less painful. And if I'm making people laugh like that, like, why don't I actually pursue it? And then
That's good.
it took me about a couple months, and I quit doing rodeo. I had my also at the same time I started my career building power lines, and then but it wasn't until I started doing comedy that I was like, man, like this is it.
You're gonna do it.
I mean, I haven't. There's nothing else that I've done that's like that I feel
drawn
passionate
to,
about.
yeah.
Yeah, drawn to like that. Like I like power lines because I make money at it. I'm good at it.
But it's not fulfilling.
But it's not fulfilling. You know.
Yeah. Nobody told me I should be a comedian, but when I told them I was doing it, they were like, "All right, we get it."
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, all right.
I get that a lot too.
That's
People from high school are like, "Yeah, man, you're doing comedy shows now." Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I totally see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, it's fun.
It's a blast, dude. Even if it doesn't take off anywhere, man, I'm having a great time doing it. You know?
Yeah. See, I'm not the same.
No.
Because when I got into it, I was like, it doesn't feel like work sometimes, but it is work. Like the grind of getting out, going to mics.
Well, that's definitely
3 mics a night.
Yeah.
4 mics a night, every night. And it's like, I would not do this for a hobby. Like, I'll make people laugh in conversation.
Yeah.
All day. But I'm not going to get out of my bed, spend 12 hours a day driving to mics for no money. Like, I'm not going to do this for 7 years if I ain't making money.
Okay, yeah, man, that's a different story.
This is not a hobby for me. This is like, no, I'm committed.
Yeah.
I used to say I give myself 7 years and I'll reassess where I'm at in 7 years, but it's like, no, I already see the light now. So it's like, I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
Like, I would never, there's no hobby option for me. This is just.
I mean, you can tell. I mean, that's why you're out there doing it. I mean, like you said, 4 nights a week.
I'm going.
Yeah. Everywhere. Every time I open up Facebook, Andre's doing another show. Or Andre's at this place, man. I mean, you are.
I'm going. I'm focused and, studying, watching.
And you can tell by getting up on stage. Like, we did that show at the Cigar Lounge.
Yeah.
Together. I was doing the host. And, like, just I think, Gabe had some confidence going up there, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, we were talking about it behind after I, walked out, like, Andre Riggs, like I did that joke.
Yeah.
I talked about this.
You gonna tell that joke?
Yeah, right now. Y'all tell right now.
Tell that joke. You want this podcast to work.
Yeah, no. I actually talked about it last week.
Did you?
Because it had just happened when Parker and I did. It was like the week after that.
Oh, you already mentioned that joke?
Oh, I definitely already mentioned that joke.
I think it's done.
I think it's done. I did it at the show. It killed it at the show that I did here a couple nights ago.
You almost killed the show? Oh.
I did. I didn't have the right. Like.
You didn't deliver it.
The delivery. I figured out the delivery. I'll tell you again.
Okay.
We won't do it right now. But anyway, so I had this joke, and I came up to you. I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was very curious, like.
Okay.
Because I know my comic sensibilities. Like I think it's funny, but other people have whatever they think is funny. And
dark humor, and that's why it was clicking. Like you said, dark humor's working.
Yeah.
Gabe did some dark humor jokes. What's that? I can't remember the white kid with the long hair.
Oh, Aaron Sarusi.
Aaron Sarusi, yes, Aaron Sarusi. His dark humor was working really well. So I was like, it was like, hey, one-liners. You got the dark humor, okay? And I gave you the 2 of them, and then you were like, I don't know, man, try it. And I'm like, I don't know. You're like, dude, I can dig myself out of a hole. Like,
yeah, I'm not one to tell somebody not to try something because it could fucking be gold.
Yeah, and you don't know.
You listen to my dumb ass, and it's like,
then it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's like,
or then you never tried it, never shot your shot. And it worked. Like 5 people in the audience laughed, and then everybody else was like,
yeah, but there was like 70 people.
So I want to preface that. Yeah. I mean, it was so bad, and so
everybody was like.
And
I was like,
ooh, that was rough.
That's what I thought was good. I didn't know
you
it, but I felt it. I felt
you couldn't have warned me.
Well, I felt it.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe it'll work.
Maybe, dude.
It could have worked.
It could have
killed.
It did. I figured. So that made me go home and rewrite it.
Yeah, that's all you do.
Yeah. And so it made me go home like, okay, well, I want to figure this back out. Oh, I think it's funny. Because of it's not
funny there.
That's what I turned around.
The way I heard it.
It's like, don't ooh and all me. That's not a Kobe joke. I said that doesn't have anything to do with Kobe. Like put that all aside, and then I'd say another thing, and it turned it around. But that's what I had to go back and rewrite it. Like, so if I think that's funny, how do I deliver that better? Like how do I get my meaning across better?
Yeah, that's why I couldn't tell you not to do it because it was like there is something there.
Yeah,
and I'm not the best writer yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like maybe that's the order it has to be in.
Yeah. And I mean, you don't know until you.
Yeah, you got to put it. This is one of those.
Put it out
Comedy
there.
is one of those things you gotta eat that bullet.
Yep. And sometimes you get it. You say, and that's what I'd come off like 2 shows. I did it was the Palace Theater. I had the one, a couple of them here that I've been just doing really well at. I had like a confidence air about me.
Yeah.
And
sometimes confidence will just sell the joke.
yeah, for sure. And then it's just been like, I was like, well, I mean, I haven't done anything yet that has bombed.
Yeah.
And besides at open mics, but the rest of my stuff, I've been selling stuff and it's been working really well. Like, I think I got it, Like, I got the confidence air.
Yeah, you got the confidence and you got
stage presence.
Stage presence. A lot of swag on you.
Yeah. I appreciate that, man.
That's good.
I appreciate that.
Because that'll carry you. Even if you don't got the jokes yet, that'll carry you. People likability.
Yeah.
That's what you got. You got a lot of likability.
Okay, man. I appreciate that.
Which is good.
Yeah. And that's what's weird. And so, like, I don't know if you know, but, like, and 2 hours before the show, Amy called me and was like, hey, like, we don't have a host. Like, it was supposed to be somebody else, and then Zach said he doesn't want to do it.
Gotcha.
And then she was like, can you host? And I'd never hosted before. Like, I'd done a couple open mics.
It showed.
Yeah, for sure. And then she, like, threw it on me, and I was like, and it was my confident. Like, it got a hold of me. My head got too big.
Oh, really?
And then before the show, I was like, hell yeah, I'll host. Like, that'll be easy, man. Like, I've been killing it lately. Like, I've been doing really well. She's like, you've been doing really well. You should host, Like, this will be a new avenue for you. You got the confidence. She was like, you got the, like you said, like, ability.
Yeah.
Just go up there and kill it. Just do you. Just be Dean, Yeah. And go up there and just, love on the crowd, do some crowd work or whatever. And then I got up there, and it was a weird air starting the show.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I don't know if I like this. And then I didn't hit my stride until the camping joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the last joke I started to hit my stride, I was like, gosh, dang it, like, my time's out.
Yeah.
I got to get off, and I'm just now getting my, like swag back. The whole room's, like, laughing again. I'm like, God, like, can I just go back to, like, forget that last 5 minutes. That was a fluke. Let me go on for another 5 minutes. I was like, no, but that's not your show. You're the host.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to give you some
and
advice after that.
Man, and I took that to heart. Like, I hosted this week here, this show here. And man, bombing, and I don't like bombing, but not doing well at that show, made me go out and start my own open mic and do a whole like as I'm now I'm like, okay, I want to host. Now that I know I'm bad at it, I want to get better.
That was my whole thing coming in because it was like I didn't know about shows. I do very little research about things before I jump into them. Like I moved to Puerto Rico with like no information. I was like, I'm just going to Puerto Rico. But for comedy,
a U.S. territory. I can get a plane ticket, right?
Easy, that quick. So I went and did it, and but comedy was the same thing. Like I didn't know what shows were the best shows. I didn't know who was running nothing. Yeah. I was just like, I'm gonna do this, and the way I gotta get better is just get as much stage time as possible. So I was like, I'm gonna host everybody's show. So if you had a show or an open mic, I would just be in your ear, be like, hey, if you gotta go out of town, dog, I'm willing to host. Like, let me host. Like, I started that from like...
And everybody hates it, too. Everybody's like, hey, can you host? Like, nah, man, I'm not a host. I don't like hosting.
Everybody wants a day off, too. If you're hosting something, it's like, I need a day off, or I got to go to town, I got to do a show. Oh, yeah, Andre's willing to do it. Boom. So I was getting more stage time from the jump than most people. Yeah. So that was my...
And you do get 5 minutes at the top.
5 minutes?
Most of the time it's 5 minutes. Or more, 10, whatever.
If the host ain't there, it's your show. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, that's right. Who's going to give me the light? I'm the light guy.
I'm the one with the light. Who's stopping me?
So I know where this thing's plugged in.
That was my whole mentality going in. Was like, I just need stage time. I don't care about shows. I wasn't even thinking about getting booked on shows, really. Yeah. It was just, I need to get better at this. I know there's a craft here. I got to figure out the craft. And the only way to do that is to get on stage.
And people aren't laughing at the host anyway. If you think about it, like you go to most shows, that's not his job.
It depends on where you are. So I told you I went to London.
Okay.
London, they kind of do things where it's like the host is usually the best comedian on the set. Okay. A lot of times. It's like that person is the one, because you want that dude to come back. If somebody bombs, you want that dude to get back on the mic and
pick the energy back up.
That was terrible, wasn't it, you guys? Jesus Christ, I can't believe they booked that guy. Welcome. We're going to welcome the next guy. Hopefully it's a lot better than that. What is this, amateur night? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, throw him under the bus, because that's what you got to do.
Well, he threw himself
the energy. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He did not deliver. So, but over there, it's a little different. Yeah. But I always
that'd be cool to go over there and see that scene.
Yeah, it's not bad. But you want a good host, though, just for the energies, keep people involved, keep people like motivated to stay for the show.
Yeah. Because if it's 3 or 4 people are bombing and that energy's tanked, can't get it back, it's like...
Yeah. If everybody's tanking and the host is tanking, you're like, I can't believe I just paid for this. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Nobody was
So who your inspirations, man? Like local comedians, on stage, or like top dogs? Like who in the beginning was like, either somebody helped you out, or like
In the beginning,
somebody saw like, oh man, that's who I want to be as a comedian, or you want to be Andre Ricks. I mean, I feel like you got that confidence.
I just want to be me, yeah. But
Yeah.
so when I got into it, I just started watching everything. I watched, except for this guy Rodney Character. I got to check that out.
Yeah, you got to check him out, man.
But
Laugh You Bastards is one of the best albums, I think. Yeah.
Laugh You Bastards.
Or is one on Netflix right now with the Angel Wings.
Oh, it's
I'll
on
send
Netflix?
it to you. It's on Netflix, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll check him out.
Not
just because he's on Netflix, but
yeah.
it's easy access for me.
That's right.
Yeah, so I just watched everybody. Before I even thought about being a comedian, maybe like, I don't know how old I was, but Eddie Murphy Raw.
Oh, dude.
Eddie Murphy Raw was like, I laughed. I don't even laugh at like specials anymore, really.
Yeah.
Just because I'm studying and like picking it apart. Yeah. But before any comedy ambition happened, Eddie Murphy Raw was the jam that I probably watched it 10 times.
Yep.
And it's like,
and you caught something new every single time.
Yeah, and the voices, he take you into another world with the characters, and you're like, oh shit, this is this dude.
Yeah. So, is that the one where he's in the orange leather suit?
It's red.
Red, okay, red.
Raw's red, Delirious is purple, blue purple. But so I watched that. I don't know if I was trying to I'm not trying to emulate that, but I like comedians, like not people who are doing acting and then come to comedy.
Yeah.
I like thorough comedians that all they do is tell jokes.
Yeah.
Bill Burr, Patrice O'Neal, Lavelle Crawford.
Okay.
Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
I like joke tellers. Nate Bargatze.
Yeah.
I just like joke. Kevin Nealon. Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about like starting out comedians and then somebody like Kevin Hart?
See, I'm not big on Kevin, but I respect what he's doing, but it's not, to me, he doesn't dedicate his life to this, to the comedy pursuit.
Yep.
He's a funny dude, and in the comedy arena.
Starting his career, that was all he did, was a comedian. And he wrote storylines. Like, I mean, he was a storytelling comedian in the beginning. I think
he was funnier in the beginning.
Yeah, for sure. His latest stuff is not worth.
His energy is diverted so many different ways now, instead of just focus on being on the road, grinding it out, working these jokes out.
You can tell when somebody's doing that. That's
what I'm saying. So I like the ones that you're like, this dude is just a thorough comedian.
Yeah.
Like, that's all he does.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the people I kind of watch, because I want to be thorough.
Yeah.
With my, I don't want any gaps or lack. It looks like this dude didn't take the time to put 2 more words in this.
Yeah,
joke,
exactly.
Or take that word out.
And he's just got that stage presence, and he knows he's funny, so he gets back up there. Like Kevin now.
Oh, Kevin. Yeah. Well, I think he's got the basic formula down, and he's got such a likability that he could sell anything at this point.
Exactly.
So it's good for it. I mean, I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying the people I look up to are just thorough comedians.
Yeah.
So anybody just
Bill Burr. I mean, like Bill Burr, Joe Rogan,
Rogan's
Joey Diaz.
Rogan's a weird one for me, because his style kind of. It doesn't make me laugh, but I see what he's doing.
But he's a thoughtful thought process. Like, you can tell his difference. Like, did you see his? I think it's The Mountains Are High. It's the one where he's got the mountains backdropped on it. He's got the dick in a shopping cart bit.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Okay, it's like his second special, I think. It came out. Anyway, it's like 2009. But
yeah,
you can tell a difference from that. Because that's a Joe Rogan I grew up on. I was like, Fear Factor guy's doing comedy?
Yeah,
and that's what he was passionate about. He just did these other things to pay the bills. And then once the comedy started taking off, he just stopped all that, And then...
It kind of diluted his comedy?
No. Then it enhanced his comedy.
Oh, enhanced.
To me. So he went from being a different kind of comedian. And his deals now, like, I equate it a lot to, like, what Dave Chappelle's doing, Where he doesn't follow the form of you got to get a laugh every 21 seconds, like what they say.
Yeah, you don't have to.
You don't have to. As long as you're just grabbing their attention. You're telling a story. As long as you have a hard punchline, you're there to make people laugh. So you got to have that punchline. But he'll tell a whole story, and it's like you're still drawing the attention. It's interesting the way he looks at life, That's what I like about Joe Rogan.
I see yeah, his takes on things are
same as Dave Chappelle. Like, he'll tell a 4-minute joke without hard punchlines.
Yeah, with 3 laughs.
With 3 laughs in it. And then at the end, it's like, oh, man, it pays off because the
the
punchline, you watched where he brought you all the way to the end, and then bam, he hits you with the punchline. You know,
I
or
get
like
that.
how he did that joke. What is that? You know, the first special he did when he came back from his 7 years, and he did that Bill Cosby deal where he
Who we-
talks about the joke.
Who we talking?
Dave Chappelle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where he does his he talks about this superhero where he rapes but he saves.
That's a joke. That's a good
Dude, and then so that's not a very funny joke.
You
At
don't
that
like it?
point, no, listen,
Oh.
but no, yeah, what? So when he talks about it, he's like he's just pitching a movie idea, you know, like he rapes but he saves, you know, like he
Yeah.
gets a pat, and it gets like a couple, like okay, it's like oh that's funny.
And then he
He
brings
waits
it
till
all the way
all
back.
the way to the end,
Yes.
man, like that callback, dude, and I laughed so hard. I rewinded that.
connection.
It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I had work the next day, but I was so excited that it was out, and then I watched it and I was like, well, fucking, there goes my night.
The
Like I got to
connection.
go all the way back and watch this whole thing again, man.
That connection was thorough with that.
Yeah,
It's like Bill Cosby.
yeah.
He rapes, but he saves.
But he saves, and he saves a whole lot
But
more than he
saves it.
rapes.
Yeah. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Just,
the best.
wow.
The best joke, I think, hands down.
Do you have that one? The best joke that you've ever heard?
Yeah.
Okay, what was
I'm
it?
about to tell you.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Lavelle Crawford.
Okay.
I think it's on Netflix right now. I don't know the name of the special. Can we look these up?
Yeah, dude.
It's
On this podcast, Andre, you do what you want.
easily the best joke I've ever heard.
Easily, really, you got that
Easily.
much confidence. I'm super excited to hear this, man. I got an idea what it is, but
You know Lavelle?
yeah,
What do you
right.
think?
If he's on, so I don't know where my phone is, but he's funny.
Can a brother get some love? I think that's it.
Is that the name of the?
Yeah, I don't know if I want. Should we play this? I don't know. The joke's like 6 minutes. It's like a 7-minute joke.
No.
But it's
Can you explain it?
Yeah, I can explain it. It's
Dude, he's the your mama guy. Oh, that's
What
how
is
I
it?
know him.
it's okay. You know Lavelle, fat black
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
It's
Your mama's
going
so...
to the store,
Okay.
pushing the shop before they get into the store. He's like, I'm gonna tell you one thing. He's like, now when we go in the store, don't touch nothing. He's like, don't look at nothing. And when you pushing, I can't even do it justice, but you pushing the cart. His mom's telling him this.
Yeah.
Young black mom, little black kids. Put your sister in the car, push the cart. You push that cart, you hit my heel, 2 chops to the throat. She gives this whole spiel before they get into the grocery store,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then at the end, she says, now repeat what I said. Then it goes to him being little Lavelle Crawford, looking ridiculous. He looks funny. He's acting funny, repeating what his mom said in a kid's voice. This is a 6-minute bit, and word for word, he says exactly what he just said as the mom. But he's saying it in such a way that it's like it's coming, and he's doing it funny, and it's gonna be funny, and he word for word doesn't miss a word.
Yeah.
And it's the most like it's. I'll show you when we get off the podcast.
Yeah. I think I remember
the
it.
best joke I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Ever. And because
his delivery, his
delivery, and when he goes back, it's funny when he's talking as the mom, saying the
Yeah.
spiel. And then when he does it as a kid, it's like every word is a setup punch. Every word, the setup is his mom said it. The punch is every word after that, every word.
Yeah.
There must be fucking, in 6 minutes, it might be like 40 laughs.
Golly.
It might be something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Like
That's insane.
rolling belly laugh. It like I've never seen nobody else do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll show you when we get up. But
Yeah.
it's one of those.
No, I got a lot. Like, there's I couldn't, if I had like, if I could really, really think about it, I could probably come up with my favorite one.
Yeah.
But like, I definitely have like a favorite one per comedian, you know? Or like the most impressive thing I've heard, like, I don't know. Like, I think the Bill Cosby thing is the most impressive thing I've heard Dave Chappelle say.
It was very good.
That was good. I mean,
Very
the
good.
callback, and I love callbacks. I try that encouraged me to like do callbacks. I try to do callbacks in every 10-minute set I do.
Yeah.
You know, like I did the fingers and this last one I did. But what is it? Joe, like, oh man, I think Joe Rogan's one of my. He didn't make my list, but like my top 3. But
Yeah, who's your top 3?
yeah, Ron White, Rodney Carrington,
How you talking?
yeah,
And who the other?
and Dave Chappelle.
Chappelle. I don't know. I can't even pick three.
You couldn't even pick three?
I can't even pick.
It's hard to pick it. I've had to ask this. I've had to, I've done a few podcasts and had to
Eddie,
think about it. But
I'll say Eddie Murphy, Raw. I'm thinking specials. Eddie Murphy, Raw.
yeah,
Patrice's Elephant in the Room.
yeah.
And then
He does his mama joke. Yo mama's so fat. He's doing the yo mama joke with his mom.
I think that's Lavelle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking Patrice.
Oh, Patrice O'Neal. Okay.
Elephant in the Room. Patrice
Okay,
O'Neal.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, so Patrice, Elephant in the Room, Eddie Murphy, Raw, and then I don't even know what comes close to third.
Like one.
I really like Chris
Burrs.
Rock's Tambourine.
Okay.
I think I've seen that one 7 times.
Really?
8 times, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say that because Rodney Carrington's, I think I've watched his probably 13, 14 times. And then Joe Rogan's is 2 that are on Netflix. I probably watch those 5 or 6 times. I like bring it like somebody comes over and they don't like, oh, I haven't seen Joe Rogan's new special. Like, okay, that's what we're doing tonight.
I gotta go back and watch Joe.
Yeah, man.
His earlier stuff.
Yeah, his earlier stuff for sure, dude. He's got, and it's not like you can tell that when he started doing that podcast and he started bringing like intellectual people on.
Yeah.
He started building that, and so that's where he's going now with his comedy, which is fine. I think it's still hilarious, He still brings back stupid stuff like the vegan cat deal. Did you see that bit? Oh, dude, that's on his new. That's fucking hilarious. He talks about how there's vegans and they own cats. Like it's like a lady, and she's got cats, so they got this hashtag called Vegan Cat.
Yeah.
And he thinks it's like a support group for people that are like, like I got cats, and we're vegan, and like you still got. But he's like, it doesn't make sense, because like you're like, oh, I eat so healthy. I don't like the fact that killing animals is wrong. And he's like, and then you pop a fat can of murder and shove it in that little. He's like, if you hate killing animals so bad, you would shoot that animal in the face because that's like all his. That's his instincts is to kill things. He's a murderer. He's a tiny little murderer that's living in your house.
I think I did see that. Yeah.
Or like the dog, man. That god, that part got me so hard.
All right.
No, not like that. Ooh, wow. Good thing I can edit shit. It's in my pocket. I edit what I want.
Hey, you like what you like.
What the dog is like.
This is Austin 2020.
For real. No. Where he's like, the dog is like a cat, like a dog. If you tell a dog, there's like a hamster there, It's like, don't touch that hamster. And the dog's like,
oh, yeah. And he's like the cat. He might have 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's only got 30 seconds. And even the cat, there's no remorse. Like, he doesn't give a fuck what you think.
Yeah.
The dog is like, oh, I want to make my owner happy, so I won't kill it. Like, that's a rat, right? Okay, it's a rat. That's fine. The cat's like, bitch, you know me. Like, like it's good, man. It's the way he wraps stuff around is hilarious. The way he looks at stuff.
Speaking of singers and comedy, Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
That dude's something. That's a talented dude.
He's a super talented dude, man. Makes me laugh really hard.
Oh, Jeselnik?
Anthony Jeselnik.
My favorite.
For dark humor, bro, that bit about the motorcycle.
What is it? Some of his shit is like, that's fucked up.
Dude, I love it, man. Like how you had the balls to say that. Like the motorcycle bits where he's talking about his uncle died. So he came to his mom and he's like, hey man, I wanna ride a motorcycle. And she was like, Anthony, that when your uncle was 18, I had to go down and look at his dead body because he had died on a motorcycle. He crashed and he had died. And you want to buy a motorcycle? You can just have his. Like,
fantastic.
That's fantastic, man.
I like the funniest thing I think he's ever done is that he used to have a show called Party Time with Shark something. Shark Party. Dog. That's the funniest fucked up shit. Somebody gets eaten by a shark. Shark Party.
Shark Party. That's great, man.
That's crazy.
Dude, that's insane. Dude, have you ever... I don't know if this is... You can just say next question, man. Like, what is probably the worst thing you said on stage? Do you do any dark humor, by the way? I've never heard you do dark humor.
Yeah, I said today, I was like, I've been watching this documentary on Netflix about the Vietnam War.
Okay.
Yeah, it's terrible. We lost so many rice patties in that war. It's fucking awful. Love rice.
Love rice, man. I mean, it's unspoken,
Nobody's
nobody's talking about it. And Andre Ricks is.
Nobody's fucking talking about it. Bro, I put sugar and butter.
Just with that delivery.
But you know, the
This is
Vietnam
it.
War was terrible. It was fucking. It's awful.
You just stared off into space and shit. Anyway, the Vietnam War, it was a terrible thing.
That right stuff.
Right, so.
Yeah, that was
That's
pretty
great, man.
Yeah, so I said that. I knew it would get like some kind of reaction. But,
Did it?
Yeah, it got.
Okay, good.
I mean,
I'm a
nobody's seeing rice patties coming. Nobody's seeing it.
It's a great misdirect. Like, you got good crowd work, too. Like, with the way you called that guy out there in the mayor, and you just kept tagging back to him.
Oh,
That
the
drunk
mayor
guy
of
at
Georgia?
the, the drunk guy at the
Cigar.
cigar lounge. Remember he kept coming up to us even after the show?
Oh yeah.
He
the
ended up
mayor
being
Georgia.
kind of a cool guy, but whatever.
Yeah,
Not
we
really.
talked about that, yeah. His chick had a boo.
I hope they don't see this. They follow me on Facebook.
We can edit this, Those rice
No,
patties,
man,
though.
he just
Fucking rice
man,
patties.
that's a
That
great dude. A
Vietnam War.
misdirect, dude. As a misdirect, dude, that's great, man. Nobody saw rice patties coming.
Nobody's seen that. Sugar and butter though.
Sugar and butter.
No, I try not to say nothing. If I don't really feel it,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say it.
yeah, like
I don't
the
say
mayor
anything.
at Georgetown thing. You know, like at the last show we did. You
Yeah.
know, it was like, I don't know when it happened, but it came back. He was like being loud. You know.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know, I can't remember what you said, but it just like turned the whole crowd back to that person, and then he shut up.
I can't
And
remember.
then
Either.
or the vegan thing
I can't remember either.
when the guy was like, he just pulled out a salad during the middle of a cigar lounge and started eating it.
Yeah.
We're like, dude, what are you eating? Kale?
What are you want to come out the closet now? What's
At the comedy show, that's when you decided.
Yeah, you're
It's
gonna
kinda weird.
pull
At a
out a
cigar
kale
lounge?
salad. Yeah, in the middle of all this smoke, you're just gonna eat a kale salad. Come on, dog.
Dude, he had to have known. Like, how did he?
What does
you
that
think
taste?
that's not?
What does that taste like? Cuban cigars right now? Or tobacco leaf? That's what you're tasting. And I asked him, was he gay? I asked him how old he was.
Yeah.
He's like, you want to come out the closet? I was like, I think you're too old. You might as well just stay. You just stay in the closet.
Just
dog.
stay in the
Just
closet,
stay
man.
in.
You're already there.
But no, I try not to. I'm still trying to dance that line of like
No.
being rude, because you can be rude and be funny and still be likable.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's also like I don't want it to come off like, because I don't really hate anybody.
No.
But if you're talking, I don't have to shut you down, and
Yeah.
I will be kind of abrasive about it. But I still want you to know, like
It's a
we're
comedy
just trying
show.
to do a show.
Yeah, man.
Like
Come on.
just chill out. Just
Some
But-
people feed off of it. Like there's
Some people
comedians
love it.
that love it. You know.
comedians, audience members, sometimes they like it when you clown on them, and then after the show they're like, "Dude, I love when you made
Dude,
fun
that
of
was
me, dog.
hilarious,
That was fucking
man."
cool, dog." It's like, all right, but you're still being a dick.
Yeah, I ain't gonna wait. You're not off the hook yet.
Yeah.
That was still a dick move. Don't do that
Don't
again.
do that. But yeah, I just try not to. If I don't really believe in it,
Yeah.
I won't put it out there, because
Okay.
I don't do it just for shock.
Yeah.
Humor. It's not.
Like I use it as like I watched Ralphie May do it. Another one of my favorite comedians,
I love
like
Ralphie.
of all
Yeah, I
time.
like Ralphie. I opened for his wife, Lana Turner.
No shit.
Yeah. It was like a winery tour. Ex-wife, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is insane, dude. That was the fact that they were together ever for that long. Dude, you know she did I can't remember, her and 3 other women comedian did a naked show.
really,
Or like I think it was a
shit, I mean, I don't know if I want to see it,
but still, man, like the ball like and then you like Ralphie May, that's her husband?
I think they got like YouTube videos of them like in bed together and stuff.
No, you can't see anything. Ralphie's covering it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awkward.
It's awkward. That's weird as hell. Why would you put that out there?
Yeah, the dynamics of it seem off.
Yeah, she's so tiny.
Yeah.
And so huge. But what was it? Ralphie used to have, he had like 4 jokes that he did. I think it was Ari Shaffir interviewed him about hecklers.
Yeah.
Like how do you do Ari Shaffir did that where he would go around and like I guess he did like informational videos on like I guess it was before podcast for podcast, I guess, like what we're doing. But he was talking about like, well, how do you deal with hecklers? He was like, I got like 4 jokes. And he's like, when people are heckling, they want to be like part of the show,
Yeah.
So he's like, when I'm doing big shows, somebody yells out, you're like, I love you too. Like, doesn't matter what they said,
Right.
And, or I'll see you after the show. He's like, I used to do that. But then he started doing like, he had like, oh, you want to be a part of the show? Okay, cool. And then he had like 4 certain things he did that would make them look stupid.
Yeah.
That's all they want. He's like, they want to be part of the show. You gave them that.
Right.
And then that helps you move on, and you always know that whatever you're going to say is going to get a laugh,
Mm-hmm. That's
Like
that's
mine's the
foolproof plan.
like how many? So I'll be like somebody, and this last week I did it, and they weren't even heckling. It was just kind of like I was doing a hosting deal.
Yeah.
and I noticed that there was like 4 or 5 people that were not into it. So I was like, I'm gonna try to engage them, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, so hey, how many? It was a a couple of it was an older white guy and an older white woman. So I said, hey man, how many wings does a black rooster have?
2.
There you go. And then how many eyes does a black rooster have?
2.
How many wings does a black rooster have?
I said 2.
There it is. That is. No, just asking. How many whiskers does a white cat have?
I don't know.
It's kind of weird. You know more about black cock than you do white pussy.
Ouch.
And it made everybody laugh. It was fine. It was great. It hit.
It's true.
It's, you know, I didn't look around.
I didn't realize that about myself. But, I should have known. I'm a black guy.
Right?
Right.
Well, I guess, I mean, in theory, there, you should. No,
that's good though. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I love it as a heckler. Like, I just bring it every once in a while so I can repractice it, like when I'm doing that deal.
That's good.
But I did it.
I should probably think of something.
Yeah,
something I can do consistently.
Yeah, and then so it's helped me. Is like, instead of having that heckler and having me think in that moment, because normally what I was doing before was I'd be like a heckler is, you know, usually an asshole. So I'd be like, hey, you know that guy that was like that kid that was in Walmart, was always screaming and, you know, was driving his mom crazy and she's just trying to live her life, you know, and he's just screaming and won't shut up.
Yeah.
That's a grown up version of that guy.
Yeah.
Or it's just something stupid like that. Or I try to find out like, oh, like a bald guy, giant with tattoos and shit. I'd be like, let me guess, meth or daddy issues?
Mm.
Oh, that's what it is. It's a weird mix of the both. Okay, cool. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then I would move on, but it never really worked. It just kind of did something to say, you know. I try to find something about them.
Something. Yeah, that's what I do usually. And sometimes it comes off.
You can be an asshole and they don't recept it well, you know.
Well, they think you're an
Receive
asshole.
it well. Yeah.
Which is important what they think, but yes, it'd be nice to have something foolproof.
Yeah.
Something you can go to.
But yeah. So what else? What was the other question, man? The last one. Oh, what's your writing process like, man? How did that change throughout your career?
It's pretty much the same still.
Okay.
Like I'm only 2.5 years in, so I feel like when I first started, I had more. I'm not gonna say ideas, but I had more like energy to put things on stage.
Okay.
And it was just like you're just trying anything. You're just throwing something at the wall, see if it sticks.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I'm more calculated
about
what I put on stage. But
yeah,
the process is almost the same, really. It's like it might just start off. If I have an idea, I'll write that idea and try to figure out how I can most efficiently say this on stage.
Because you take the experiences that you have and you know how to write a joke now.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're trying to put it in the formula.
So you can skip that process where you like just kind of like weirdly talk it out on stage where you can actually write it up.
Well, I don't skip that process. It just, what I'm writing becomes, it's still too much. And so you still end up like shredding things off of that. But you try to fit it into the formula first instead of just, I got an idea, let me talk this idea. It's like, oh no, I got some setups or some punches I think are punches, and I got some more setups I think are, let me try all these.
Yeah.
And so
and even if it works, you don't stop there.
Yeah, you just keep going.
You just keep going.
But the process for me is, if I got an idea, I'll write it out like that now. What's the setup? What's the punch? What am I going to, this is calculated. If I don't have an idea, I'll just start writing. Today I did Dean's podcast. I ate some sour cream and onion chips. I know more about black cock than white pussy. That Vietnam War documentary was crazy. I love rice. And I'll just start.
Yeah.
I'll just start whatever comes to mind. Boom, boom, boom. My ankle hurts right now. I'll just beat my meat. It's nuts. That was crazy. I shouldn't have done that. It wasn't worth the time. Isn't it crazy how you can sometimes just be by yourself, busting out, and you be like, man, I could have done something else. And that's how it all comes. You just start, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't get as much out of it, but I do a little bit of the same thing where I like as soon as I wake up, I got the journal by my bed and I write for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I got my alarm because I know my alarm goes off at 6:30. So that I can actually wake up, because I do that piece of shit move where I got like 30 alarms.
Yeah.
Where I'll set it, and if I don't have something to do, man, I'll just like snooze. Like, I'm wasting my time with that.
Yeah.
So I know at 6:30 my alarm goes off. I gotta be like I get up because I'm gonna write. And then even if it's just like fucking like sometimes it's just my dreams that I had that night. Like what kind of crazy ass dreams did I have? You know, I'm just talking what happened to me the day before.
It's basically diary entries.
Yeah, diary entries. And then I go back 10 minutes before I go to bed to help me not watch Netflix, because that's what I would do in my time. I watch stupid shows that didn't really matter for like hours and hours. So now for 10 minutes, I'll sit there and I would go through that and I'd be like, oh, maybe that's funny.
Yeah.
And I'll take that, I'll put it in a bullet pin on the next page. So I start my morning here and I end my day here. And then I'm like, okay, like 4 or 5 little things. And then I transfer it to my phone.
Yeah.
And then I use those bullet pins when I go for open mics. And I'll be like, okay, well, I got this going on. And also like during the day, like while I'm working, I'll like go back to that bullet pin and I'm like, okay, I thought this was funny. Let's write a joke about it. You know? Or like just a stupid thing that happened at work or in my real life or something I remember from my childhood. That's what I've been doing a lot lately, is going back to my childhood and just writing all the dumb stuff that happened to me, you know?
Yeah. I find myself, like I will watch hours on Netflix, like Vietnam documentaries.
Yeah.
But then something like a rice patty joke will come out of it.
There you go.
Like, that was terrible, but man, nobody's talking about that was a rice patty. It was funny.
They bombed the shit out of them things. Heartlessly, too, we will add. Heartlessly.
Just throwing bodies at rice patties. Like, what kind of government? But
what
it's like,
kind of government?
It's like, it's such a terrible thing. It's like you want to make light of it.
Yeah.
And then I got this relationship, so I'm talking about my girl.
Yeah.
Things like this.
Man, you and Espy, dude, power couple and that shit. I look at I'd see like, I mean, like a lot of comedians, like that is one thing when I started doing comedy, you know, and it was one thing that I think the first thing that somebody told me was do not date a woman comedian. Don't even be in the same room with a woman comedian. Like that will ruin your career. Like don't like shit where you eat, that kind of aspect. And it's like it never works out. Like don't try that. And then and I would see it happen a lot. We're like, we know that, I mean, I don't know, I know a few comedians that they date in the comedy scene and it never works out for them.
Yeah.
But they don't have good intentions of what they're doing, you know. They're just trying to fuck. And then
yeah, that's not the best.
And then it makes it awkward in your scene, and then it just makes it weird. So like seeing you and SB like flourish, man, like seeing somebody, she's one of my favorite comedians in Austin.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for her. I've seen her at a lot of open mics, a lot of shows. Anytime some people like when I hear people say like, oh, women comedians aren't funny. Mm-hmm. I'm like, bro, look, there's a $10 show that SB is on next week. Like, I'll prove you wrong.
Yeah.
Like, and she's the only, like, and not the only one that I like, but she's one of the ones that as soon as people say that, I'm like, because, like, I think a lot of people just don't, like, relate. A lot of guys don't relate to women comedians, you know, or they'll make fun of men and men's egos get hurt, you know?
Yeah.
SB doesn't really do that a whole lot. Maybe that's it. Or she's just funny, dude.
Yeah.
She's funny, man. That's not just because she's your girl.
No.
I mean, I don't.
And she works hard.
And she fucking grinds, son.
She works hard.
She's only like Austin comedians that goes to Big Shots. I don't even know about Big Shots. Big Shots is a terrible one. Everybody hates it.
I did it.
I do it every week.
Yeah.
And I made people laugh 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I had people turn around like laughing at my set, and I was like, "This is the most rewarding open mic I've been to in a long time."
That's good.
Just because I've been grinding it there for 5 months, you know, and then to have 9 times out of 10 nobody listens. Every once in a while, I'll do a joke that I know works, and then it gets their attention, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna try my new stuff, and then see what happens, you know. And then, but you know, if a joke works there, then it's gonna slay on stage.
Yeah,
you know.
For me, that's a crowd work exercise room. Yeah, it is. Like I'll just start ripping into people.
Yeah.
I'll get into your whole life.
Yep.
I'll be right there at your daughter's graduation for some reason. Talking about it. What kind of shoes were you wearing?
Oh yeah, just dumb stuff. But it's a great crowd work spot because they will respond to crowd work.
Yeah, you just start calling them out.
Yep. And then once you get their attention, that's how I use it too. Emmy, runs that one. Yeah. And so Emmy was like, "Hey man, he helped me out a lot too." But Emmy was like, "Hey man, use it. Start your crowd work, and then once you do your crowd work the joke that will work.
That's what you do. And
then grab their attention. Once you have their attention, if you can get their attention, then you have them. You know, and then try your new stuff.
That's what you do in that room.
Yep.
You got to get them to turn around.
Yep. which is
why is this guy talking to me?
Yeah,
What's
like,
he talking about?
what we
that's
doing,
funny.
comedy night? Like you're
Yeah.
bar regulars. I've been here every Tuesday. I've seen you sit at that exact same place. Don't act like
The
you don't
depression
remember
is high in this room, isn't it, guys? It's fantastic. Look at all this depression in here.
Like, hold on, I don't know if you can see me.
Yeah.
It's all the smoke in this bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, dude. So, let's talk about your where you at, so people can see you. Where are your shows at this next month, or next couple weeks?
Saturday is Stone versus Drunk versus Sober. That's
Okay.
at Fallout.
I like that one.
It's at the Fallout Theater.
That's only the second time I've seen them post about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
How many times have they done it?
I think they do it quite often.
Oh, did they? Okay, cool.
So.
That show, okay.
This will be my second time Team Sober for sure.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that.
And that's awesome, by the way. I heard you've been. Well, I mean, we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, been sober.
How long has that been now?
Almost 8 months.
8 months.
Yeah.
So do you find like the joke? Because I mean, two of my favorite jokes of yours, is the bus riding one, the city bus.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the ants, man. Every time I hear it, like I know it's coming. The ants, man, I know it's coming every time, and then it's still like it still catches me.
Yeah.
That's great.
So
have you noticed
Saturday.
Any changes in like since you are sober, like telling that joke, like because you talked about being sober in your deal, and then saying it like it's a joke works.
Yeah, it's hard to move it around because you want to keep it, so you got to kind of phrase it like. Eventually, I'll have to stop telling it because I won't work there anymore. But
yeah, but that's a real life thing. You drive a city bus.
Yeah, and I've drove it drunk.
That's
have we talked about rice patties in Vietnam? Has that happened? When do we get to that part of the show? I'd like to keep my job.
Yeah. Has that ever like okay? So, like I anyway. So
But it's hard like being sober.
Yeah.
You tell that joke and then it's.
People don't feel like it's real, like, and they're like, "Oh, you're just making a joke."
What I can say is, I can say the joke how I wrote it when I first wrote it, and then I'll be like, "Nah, I don't drink anymore," and this is why I don't drink because they don't put. Then I go into like, I've never been in a fight. There's too much confidence in alcohol.
Yeah,
That's why I don't drink.
I like that one too. That one too.
So I can roll into that, and it
Yeah.
makes it easy. So
Makes
I
it
can
easy
keep
to
it for a while,
transition.
actually.
Yeah.
So,
I like that. So you're gonna be at
we'll be at Fallout Saturday, then
Saturday
this Saturday, whatever this Saturday is. What is tell you right now. Gotta keep this calendar.
February 28th.
February 29th.
29th. February 29th.
February 29th.
Yep.
Fallout Theater. Then we'll be back at hosting Buzzmill next week, Tuesday and Wednesday.
Open mic.
Open mics.
Yeah.
Castro's in Lakeway on the 7th of March.
7th of March, Castro.
6-shooter at Barrel of Fun.
Okay.
In the Mueller.
Yes, sir.
Do that on the 11th. And then I got this
Right
retirement party on the 14th.
Retirement party. Oh, that's not.
For a coworker.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
A little private show. So we get paid for that. And then,
I mean, just where people can see you out in the Austin area. Because that's one of the biggest things.
Come to Buzz. I'm doing a lot of like just
Buzz
working stuff
on
out.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Tuesdays and Wednesday. Tuesday on Riverside, Wednesday on 7th and Shady Lane.
Yeah.
What are you doing there?
Well, it's right here. It's where it's saying Buzz Mill.
Oh.
On Tuesday and Wednesday. So that's
Gotcha.
why I'm pointing at it. I think it's a cool thing. You ever seen it on YouTube shows where they're like, hey, look right here. It's super
banner.
fucking corny. But it's,
No, I got you. Have we talked about rice patties on the show?
Hey, man, you been hearing about rice patties? What happened in Vietnam with the rice patties, man?
Bro, throwing bodies at them is crazy. Anyways, no, come to Buzzmill. Because I just work out.
Yeah.
I just work out life on Buzzmill. It's like 30 minutes, 40. I stood on stage for 2 hours one time.
Wow.
At Buzzmill after the show, I was just talking to people. So it's just.
On that mic.
Yeah, and we're laughing.
Yeah.
It's like crowd work mixed with like ideas and thoughts, and like to me that's fun because it's like interaction, and you don't have to pay
you get
for
that
it
anywhere else? Yeah, you don't have to pay
nobody
for it.
else is doing it.
Yeah, nobody else is doing that.
Nobody else is standing on stage for 2 hours with no material, and like just riffing,
talking about life.
Dude,
that's got to be a great workout.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun, and it's I think it's definitely building confidence in my like delivery and being able to just feel comfortable every time I touch the mic.
Yeah.
It's like I got so much stage time now just from hosting.
Yeah.
That's what.
So that's what
that
I
was my
started
goal.
with the Round Rock Tavern. I just started hosting. Shout out anybody wants to come see an open mic in Round Rock Tavern, 9:00.
What day?
Tuesdays. Now you got an open mic right there.
Yeah.
I've been to that one a couple
How long
times.
does it last?
Till midnight.
Maybe I'll stop by.
9:00 till midnight.
How much time you?
So I take the comedians that show up.
Yeah.
And everybody, we start off with 8 minutes.
Okay.
And then whoever wants to get on stage after, people got to take off. You got different mics you want to get to. The cool part about it is you can hit yours, then you can hit big shots at 9, and then you can come hit mine after that.
Gotcha.
So essentially, you can get.
That's a triple room.
Yeah, you can get 28 minutes of stage time if you want it.
Perfect.
Yeah. And so what like me and Pat did one time, we got up there, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Pat and I stayed up on stage till midnight or till 12:30, and we got total together 45 minutes.
Nice.
And I like stayed up there. And then, there was a couple of people walk in, and I'd be on stage, and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to try this next stuff out. And then I'd do like 2 or 3 more minutes, and I'd be like, now next up to the stage is this person. And then I'd get them up there. And then after they're done, I'd be like, Pat, you want to do another set? Yep. Pat jumps up there, does his set. Somebody walks in, he calls them out.
You do extra time at the mic?
Yep.
Yeah. No,
so anybody that wants to come out, we're going to, the bar kicks us out at 1 o'clock.
Mm.
I shut it down 30 minutes before that so we can kind of clean up and help them out because they're letting us be there,
Yeah, that's good.
And it's people are starting to show up more. Just like the crowd, there's not really that big a crowd. We got about probably 10 people that want to see it, but
it's 10 people.
Just 10 people, man. You got 10 people, and then you got the comics that are there, and then you got a full bar, and I make sure they shut off the TVs, they shut off the music. We're there for comedy,
right? And
if you can call people in the bar, like where you're at in the stage, the bar's completely shut off. Besides, right next to the stage, so you can just call people out. Like I go sit, like the crowd's here. I'll pull my chair back. I'll start talking to people at the bar.
Yeah.
Hey man, what's your problem, man? How's life? It looks like you're doing it kind of rough right now. You know, like talk to me about it, and we just riffing with them. And then I've gotten it where bring the people in from the bar. Tell a joke. Like, hey man, you want to hear a joke? Tell me what you want to hear about. Mm-hmm. I'll make a joke out of it. Mm-hmm. And then be like, I had a guy make my set list. I said, give me 4 things. And he gave me the 4 things that he thought were funny, and I made a joke out of all of them. And he was like, man, that was cool. Like that was awesome. And he engaged him, and now he's a person that comes and watches us. You know?
That's cool.
So
I could try to get up there one day.
Yeah, man. If you come out, it'll be great.
It'll be sweet.
Yeah.
I like it. I need since I started hosting these shows, I haven't been doing the runs because we used to do like 2-3 mics a day. Mm-hmm. But now that I can just stand on stage for 45 minutes.
Why would you need to? Yeah.
But it's cool to talk to different kind of people.
Yeah, and go to the different venues. Different people get to see you.
Yeah, different energy too.
Yeah, for sure.
I was talking about. Do we got time? Are we?
Oh man, we're kind of okay. Cool.
Yeah.
What we got?
What's up?
We can finish it up. What's up?
No, I was just saying about different venues. You get like a different energy, and today I realized I think Austin just needs like more raw aggression in this city.
Okay.
Like this city is like a very soft. It's always been soft. I've been here almost 14 years.
Yeah.
And it's like very passive all the time, and it's like I think more raw aggression would just like check people into like reality.
Okay.
Because they're living in fantasy land out
here. Yeah.
It's fucking fantasy.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then, like I said, I know, if there was just the threat of somebody getting slapped in the face, I felt like a lot of people would chill out.
Yeah.
You would calm down. Like, don't do that dumb shit.
Yeah. And that, like a repercussion for your actions.
Yeah, there's no repercussions.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You hit me after running a red light, we might fight.
We might, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like you just ran that red light, and I can still walk, and it's like there's no, it's very passive, and I think I think that would check this city, and it would be good for the city actually. That utopia shit is gonna fall apart.
It is.
Yeah,
very soon.
Something's gonna happen. It'll catch up. Crime will catch up. People just get their world rocked when something real happens, and they're like, I wasn't.
Cop, dude got shot in Georgetown last night.
Yeah.
Tried to rob a house. He then turned the gun. So cops just showed up because this guy was breaking into a house, right?
Yeah.
And then instead of they didn't confront the guy at all. They stepped out of the vehicle and the dude shot the cop twice.
Wow.
And then the police, there was a female officer in a car behind him. She got out. He shot her in the foot, and then she popped they don't know how many rounds in him, killed him.
Yeah.
And so.
Just real, yeah.
Like that, the people the cockiness of it. The cops didn't. You could have got away with that, bro. What would you have done? Like maybe a year, 2 years, whatever. You didn't even get in the house. It was attempted robbery. And then you died for that just because you thought the cockiness of I'm gonna fight these cops. These cops aren't gonna shoot me.
That's crazy.
Whatever, dude. They did. So anyway,
Yeah.
I want to end on that note. You hear about them rice patties? What?
Yeah, has anybody been to Vietnam? I think they're doing better now, but
There for a while.
20 years they fought that war.
That was crazy.
America's in it for like 10 or 11 or something.
Yeah.
No reason.
It was going on. No reason at all.
No reason. Rice cakes still terrible. What are we doing after?
when is that going to get fixed?
You know what I'm saying?
Who is fighting for the rice patties?
How do you spend 11 years in rice patties and not make better rice cakes?
I don't know, man. That doesn't make any sense, you know? Come on, Houston is a swampland. Let's just turn that place into rice patties.
Wait for another
Anyway,
hurricane.
there it is. Oh, this has been Packin A Can with Dean Stanfield. Andre, thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, bro.
And we'll see you next week.